Right, hello everyone. You find me on the back roads in Oxfordshire riding the BMW R1250 RS. I've been meaning to ride this bike for a while now, and this is the third time that I've booked a test ride, and it finally happened. For various reasons it didn't happen last year, and then the whole pandemic thing started, the lockdown and things, and so I didn't have the opportunity to test ride this bike. But now finally here I am, the excellent BMW R... Whoa, that's a big boy. Let's wait for him, shall we? Cheers. Oh, look at the size of these wheels. Look at that. Anyway, this is what you get when you ride in the back roads of rural Oxfordshire. Mind you, these roads are where I do 90% of my riding, and not just for the odd ride out, but also for commuting. And so the reason why I'm trying this bike, still the quest for a replacement for the F800 GT. So the first video that I did was on the KTM 790 Adventure, and now I'm trying the BMW R1250 RS. So they are completely different bikes. I'm shopping around. I'm sure I know that. I realise that. Completely different bikes, and this one instantly feels a lot more familiar. The sitting position and the riding position are pretty much the same as on my F800 GT, so it feels very much at home. It's a completely different bike. It's got the twin boxer engine that I love, the 1250cc boxer engine with the shift cam technology. It puts out 136 horsepower, I think, which is 11 more than the previous version, the 1200. 140 something newton meters of torque. I'll put the values up as usual. So smoother and more powerful than the previous 12 boxer engine, 1200 boxer engine. So completely different bike to the GT, but sitting position feels very, very familiar. It is as comfortable as the GT to ride, and if I didn't know that I was riding the RS, I wouldn't know. But yeah, this is a very similar concept to the F800 GT. Like the F800 GT, the one thing that I really... Gentlemen, the one thing that I really think could improve, and that is one of the negatives about the bike that I want, the perfect replacement for the GT, is the passenger comfort. The passenger seat on this bike, like on the GT, like on the KTM Adventure 790 that I rode, like the 1250R, the passenger seat is not, I was going to say it's not very comfortable. It is comfortable. There's not a lot of space back there for a passenger when you want to do long distances with all your luggage on. And for me, that is something that I want and that I need on a new bike. But this one, let's go into the details of this one. That's the one I'm riding today. I digress again. But this was just kind of to put you in the context of why I'm test riding this bike. So, 1250 cc's, 136 brake horsepower, 140 something newton meters torque of maximum torque. This particular one comes with all the electronic gadgetry, and it also has the exclusive spec. BMW say that the exclusive spec, just to get that out of the way, is nothing more than the color scheme, which is a very dark blue, combined with black, kind of matte-ish black plastic surfaces, and it also has a belly pan to protect the bottom of the engine down there. So that's the only thing that the exclusive pack adds to a normal 1250 RS. In terms of electronics and everything, this one comes with the pre-install for your BMW sat nav. And it's got keyless ignition, it's got your riding modes, heated grips. Riding modes are road, which is the one I'm on right now. It has dynamic pro, and rain. So I'm going to switch to dynamic. So it's very easy to switch on the go. You just flick between the modes using the mode button here, let go of the throttle, and it switches to that mode, and then you're good to go. So I have to say that in road this is already a ferocious beast by my terms, and of course if you watch my videos you know that I'm not a fast rider by any means, so 136 horsepower is more than enough, and even on road the acceleration that we get from that engine is more than enough. But you can do dynamic and you can do dynamic pro. So in dynamic you get all the power delivered straight away. May I remind you that this secondary transmission is via a shaft, so the power delivery to the back wheel is virtually instant, and the reaction to the throttle is virtually instant. And right now, for example, I'm doing 32 miles an hour in third. It's not complaining, but I can't do it now. So can't do it now, but accelerating the engine on any gear, the power's just there. That's the beauty of these boxer engines, especially with this new variable valve timing thing. And this engine is really amazing. So it's really amazing. I mean, one of the reasons why I love the boxer engine is that the power is there, more than enough power for me, but it's there all the time, and that's what I really like. And that, to me, in the real world, that's where the power should be. So you know, you're riding on a road like this, it's got traffic, but now you need to accelerate, and in dynamic, for example, like I am now, this thing just goes, oh shit, come on. Wow, this is amazing. Right, so now that we've done the bit of dual carriageway, where, by the way, this bike, you know, is brilliant. I mean, I remember what I said on my on the video when I rode the 1200 RS. This bike is, I think, in my opinion, is a very underrated bike, and because this is, although it's classed as a sports tourer, and it is indeed a sports tourer, it's a very fast machine. You can do long distances on. It has this kind of sporty riding position, although it's not too aggressive, so you're not leaning forward that much, but you're not perfectly upright when you're sitting. But it's also very good to do long distances on the motorway. It's got this particular one with all the package, with all the electronics, has cruise control on it, so it's really easy to set your speed on the motorway and just cruise for, you know, just mile munching all day. It's very comfortable for that. Like I said, it might not be for the passenger because of the size of the seats, and especially if we're carrying a lot of luggage, like a top box or a bag on the back, like I do on the GT. So in that sense, it might not be very comfortable for the passengers. Like I was saying, for fast roads like the motorway, really good bike, amazing bike. On the twistier roads, on the more kind of back roads, I think that this is where it comes to life, really. And because of all the mix of all of these characteristics, it's a relatively light bike. It's 200 and something kilograms, again, numbers up on the screen. It's a relatively light bike, and it's perfect for commuting. Just put a set of panniers on the back, and you've got all you need for commuting. And you've got a bike that's really fast on the motorways, really fast on the twisty roads, and it's a perfect all-rounder. So this, to me, in almost everything except two things, one that I've already mentioned, the pillion seat, or the comfort for the passenger. And another that I will just mention in a bit, this for me so far is a perfect replacement for the GT. Going back, I was talking about electronics just now, and so this comes with, like I said, cruise control. It's got riding modes, it's got heated grips, it's got well, obviously ABS and traction control. You can switch them off if you want, both ABS and traction control. You've got the ABS button on here. If you press it for 4 seconds, the ABS turns off, and then if you press it again for 4 seconds, the traction control turns off, and then to set them back on again, you just switch the ignition off here, switch it back on, and you know, you get your traction. It resets to turning on the ABS and the traction control, so it's very easy. Like to switch them, like switching modes again, I'm on dynamic, I'm going back to road. So what I do is I just flick this button and road, let go of the throttle, here we are, road. In 4th gear, doing 35 miles an hour. Even on road, I accelerate, and the power is all there. So this is what I love about this engine, and this is the type of reaction that I like on a motorbike. I mean, I don't mind not having top speed, very high top speed. I don't mind really not going very fast, because I don't go very fast anyway, but I like to have the power down in the rev range where it's needed, for me, where it's needed in the real world. Amazing engine this one is. And yeah, for me, right now, this is so far the perfect replacement for the F800 GT. It's, in my opinion, perfect for commuting, perfect for traveling. It's got that kind of sportier attitude, the way we sit on it when we ride it, slightly leaning forward, not as much as on a sports bike, but still you feel very aggressive even if you're not. And it's got the perfect balanced engine, both in the way the engine behaves, as well as being a boxer engine with the tank on top. Sorry, I don't know the tank capacity, but it's around 15 litres, I think. Again, numbers up. And ooh, let's see if we can do a spot of filtering, or at least overtaking. And but the engine's so low on the frame, just lowers the center of gravity and makes this for a very easy bike to ride at slow speeds like we're doing here. So, like I said, perfect for commuting, perfect for long distances, except maybe for the passenger, and that's something I will have to work out with Mrs. Foreigner. But otherwise, perfect all-rounder. And in my opinion, still a very underrated bike, and there's not that many of them on the road, so if I buy one, it will be quite exclusive, won't it? Like the livery on this particular one. Anyway, as usual, thank you for watching. Don't forget the usual nonsense, to share, like, subscribe, comment on the video, on the channel, and I hope to see you on my next video. Until then, ta-ra!